Welcome. This is a short video recapping Brian Tracy's approach to time management and to explain how to use the software technology ManagePro to implement Brian's recommendations on how to double your productivity through using your time well and the 80-20 principle. Brian starts with facing reality, and we all should. Part of the reason we all feel some of the overwhelm when it comes to time management is because we can never catch up and get it all done. That's just reality. Some reports have found that we regularly all have at least 15 hours of unfinished work waiting on our desk at work. And Brian suggests that when you step back and look at life at work and home, the average person has about 300 hours of projects to take care of right now, and that few of us make a big dent in the backlog. So he simply states the fact is, you're never going to get caught up. Given that getting all caught up isn't a realistic option for time management going forward, Brian goes on to say that one of the great secrets of time management is that you only get your life under control to the degree to which you've stopped doing things. What does he mean? Well, first think of it as stop trying to do everything. But there's more to it than that, as Brian wants you to stop doing certain things. Let's take a deeper look. Actually, if we take the liberty to translate what Brian is saying for you, we think the secret is best restated in two parts. One, stop trying to do everything. Let go of that expectation and pressure. It's unrealistic. And two, stop doing the things that don't create high value and focus on doing things that create high value first or add to the quality of your life and others. Brian suggests the best way to do that, to determine what to do and what not to do or let go of, is by prioritizing based upon the idea of what will create the most results. Now you can think of results in all sorts of ways. At work, it might be in terms of any of the following examples, like what task will do the most to move the project forward, or what task today will add most to the bottom line, or what will make your boss happiest, or ease their workload, or meet your customers' expectations. Or maybe it's what will create the most value, given the time you have remaining. But ultimately, Brian suggests you use the Pareto's 80-20 rule to help you decide how to spend your time, a rule which states that roughly 80% of the results come from 20% of the causes or what we do. Brian suggests that to improve at time management, you need to recognize which 20% of the stuff on your list delivers 80% of the value, and then prioritize getting those tasks completed first. And if you're having trouble identifying the 80-20 split, if all your tasks seem to be of similar value, then Brian suggests prioritizing in terms of what needs to get done today versus within a month. Brian goes further to say that if you boiled all of his time management training down to one thing, it's this. Everything comes down to one thing, selecting your most important task right now and starting on that right now until it's done. You know, if you're making the mistake of trying to clear up the small things first, you'll find out that small things seem to multiply, and pretty soon you spent your whole day doing those small things, not what's most important. In fact, I bet we've all had that experience before, but it gets worse. When we have several tasks that are priority one, Brian suggests that we tend to do the easiest or least discomforting first. That's backward, but understandable. He suggests we tend to treat the biggest, ugliest priority task as a frog, and we put off touching it, much less eating it. Instead, he says, do the worst first. Do the most important thing, the biggest thing, the ugliest thing, the hardest thing, the one that could create the greatest impact on your day. Do it first and stay with it until it's done. That's what he describes as eating the frog. And if you can develop the habit of doing that, of making a list, organizing the list by priorities, start at number one and complete it, you'll double your productivity the first day. And from then on, you'll double your productivity for the rest of your career. So now let's show you how to support yourself in applying this process using ManagePro. Honestly, it makes it a lot easier to manage your time so you get the best results. One quick side note, just in case you were thinking of writing out your priorities on paper or sticking a post-it note on your PC, remember, if you write it down on paper somewhere, it's easy to lose. It ultimately just adds to the stack. And you probably already have enough paper to choke a camel on your desktop, so it's not a great use of your time. Plus, using paper to track priorities gets the process to be something separate from all of your other work. Knocking out priorities works better if it fits visibly within the flow of the rest of your work. So let's show you how to do that, all of that, in ManagePro in just 3 easy steps. First of all, think of throwing all your projects, your tasks, your goals, everything into ManagePro. Dump it all into the left side. You'll start feeling the relief immediately, plus it sets you up to easily assign priority. Keep your calendars and priorities very visible on the right side. You may have thought of your calendars primarily only to keep track of your appointments, but actually it's critical to help you managing time as well and get that double your productivity that Brian talks about. So start by first identifying what's priority number one today in your list of projects and tasks, or add it directly to your calendar if it doesn't already exist in your list of projects. And then tell ManagePro to display your number one priorities at the top of your calendar each day. They'll stay up there until you finish them and replace them with the next or new set of number one priorities. The cool thing is you can drag them to wherever you have time in the day, so it makes it super easy each day to stay focused on what's number one. And finally, be sure to leave a brief comment on each priority or number one task as you complete it. You'll be amazed at how helpful that will be in future reference. Plus, it adds to the satisfaction of knocking out those number ones. You can find out more about ManagePro at www.managepro.com and use the ManagePro technology to implement Brian Tracy's techniques and improve your time management, your ability to generate results, and overall raise the productivity level of your entire team using this one simple approach. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Call us at 707-487-3000. We'll help you demo ManagePro and get you started today on managing your time better and doubling your productivity.